Ah, tch. I want you to meet me. I am the ninja of boundaries. This little friend is the ninja of boundaries. And look how flexible they are. So, this is a huge topic, and I'm going to initiate it by saying we have tons of flexibility, and boundaries are not made to block and hurt and limit. They are here to play and expand and to have more fun than you can ever imagine and to have more clarity than you can ever imagine. You can have more love than you can ever imagine, more money, more prosperity, more health because you have boundaries, not because you're shutting people out or limiting yourself. Now, I do know a great deal about that as well, but we are not talking about boundaries with rage. We are not talking about boundaries with anger or meanness or anything else. We are talking about boundaries so you can have a more fulfilling life. So let's dive right in. I don't want my drink to spill. I would like to share with you today's challenge so that you can do it, even if you don't watch this entire thing right now. So today is set boundaries. So I want you to share about or discuss a time you set boundaries and how it felt. Okay. So boundaries are not always fun to set because they usually are something that has been painful in the past. And you're like, well, this is never going to happen again. But you know how life lessons work. It will happen again until you set the boundary. Now, I'll say we as women, boundaries are they might feel counterintuitive because it goes against being a good hostess, making sure everybody's taken care of, feeling that if you don't do all you can do till the point of exhaustion, that you are wrong and you are not a good woman and you are not doing all the right things. Now, I want to say for men, this also comes into play with men that have been put in the friend zone many times, who are quintessential nice guys because at some point their mother made them feel responsible. This is just one big reason, for their feelings. And so they don't say no because for fear that they will have that feeling of disappointing mommy and then lose hope that women will like them. So if you don't know what I'm talking about there, you're probably not a nice guy. If you are a quintessential nice guy, you will know exactly what I'm talking about. And that means like multiple airport pickups, long ass phone conversations as if you were a woman, women dumping all their garbage and just like letting you listen to their long stories. And you not setting a boundary saying like, actually, I have to go. This is amazing. I care about you, but I have things to do. Or this is New York City. I would love to help you get a cab, but I can't pick you up from the airport. Ta-da. Several years ago, I did a course called Nice Guy Rehab with my friend Om Rupani. And it was amazing. And not every man was single. A lot of the men who showed up were married. And they were living out this dynamic of mommy and son in their relationships. And it was whack. It wasn't sexy. Didn't feel good. And it's funny names like Nice Guy Rehab, but it was actually a serious problem. So creating boundaries, setting boundaries will feel hard to begin with. I know it. But eventually, everybody knows what's expected. Everybody knows what to expect from you. And then as you move along in life, there will be more bumpy stuff. But in the meantime, you'll be recreating feelings around what it's like to set your limits. And you can be flexible, but if you have people-pleasing tendencies, be very careful with that. So let's see if we can keep this ninja hanging in the picture. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous, but I like ridiculous. Okay, you don't see him, but I see him. So this commandment number 9 is ninja boundaries. And I want you to imagine space in your life so that even when you get challenged in real time, you can respond in an authentic and truthful way. Because a lot of people, a lot of clients I work with think that boundaries are going to come across as harsh and angry and negative. But imagine you're laying in a big plush bed and it's the perfect pillows and it's the perfect blankets and it's even the perfect temperature. And you're like, I'm so happy. Your belly is well fed. You have water with lemon next to your bed or whatever you like to drink. And all of a sudden, people's grimy hands are landing on you and they're like, wait, come here, do this. Let's schedule something. Fly here, go here. Duh. And you're like, ugh. That's what it's like to have less boundaries than you want to have. So I want you in that moment, imagine this big plush bed, to get your body up, smile at the people who are grabbing at you, and let them know, not now. No, thank you. Send me a message or whatever, parlay them somewhere else so you can be in your beautiful place, in your bed, in your lush stuff until you're ready. Now, I want to say the biggest problem for me with boundaries is this. Every time I look at this phone, there are people, lovely people, because I've taken out the toxic people, who want time, energy, and money. And those things you'll keep hearing from me throughout this challenge all the time, because those are the things that we have. Those are the things that sometimes we cling to, but those are the things that we have: time, money, and energy that are constantly giving and taking. Now, time and energy are tricky because they're ethereal, they're not tangible, you can't hold on to it. And so once you give your time, you can't get it back. And for the most part, I like to think of time and money as the same, but let's just talk about time. If you don't have boundaries with time, your health will be affected because you're giving and giving and giving, and then it's hard to stay healthy that way. So refinding your light after you know what you're available for means you might have to decide that before. And then when somebody, that's why it's nice to have a schedule so that you can look at it and be like, oh, I'm not available. And not just having a schedule for your work activities or your business activities, but you time. So for a long time, I was not a morning person and I refused to be. And so I would only make client appointments 11 o'clock and after. And I talked about it. And then people were like, well, I can't, whatever they would say. And they say, well, I know you sleep late. And I'm like, I shared that. That doesn't mean you got to throw that in my face. And actually, before 11 o'clock, it's not that I'm in bed. It's just that I'm slow moving, drinking my coffee. I'm doing some writing. I'm stretching my body. So it's not like, oh shit, I'm in bed till 10:50 every morning. I am doing my morning and I like quiet mornings. I don't share my house. I have Cooper. So now I get up early. I go to the gym at 8:30. I'm doing things, but I'm not giving at that time because I'm not ready. So my boundaries around scheduling things, it's so easy to fuck it up because I get very excited and I'm like, yeah, let's do that. And the thing that I'm relearning, because it doesn't just happen in a moment, but the thing that I'm relearning is And let me know if you agree with any of this. Type yes wherever you're watching this. The thing I'm relearning is if somebody requests time, it doesn't need to be that same week. It could be the week after. It could be a month later. If someone wants to go on a date with you, it doesn't mean this weekend. It could mean in a month. And if the person doesn't have patience for that, like, okay, cool. Thanks. I'm glad I know ahead of time. So, how are your boundaries? I want you to give a number from 1 to 10. How healthy, I don't want to say good, how healthy are your boundaries? And that's it. Let's just do that. 1 to 10. 1 is shit boundaries, and you're tired, exhausted, or you just stay in hiding because you'd rather not even deal. As an entrepreneur, as a creative, all you have is your schedule. That's it. Everybody, whatever you're doing, you need to schedule it for time. And that can be overwhelming. So many people just avoid doing all those things because they're like, I'd rather just be told, come to work at 9, leave at 5, be done for the day. So today is number 9. Tomorrow is the 10th and last day of this challenge. And then Monday, my coloring book is out. And Ninja Boundaries is commandment number 9. It's in the book. It's such a cool picture. And it is this ninja woman. And she has all these hands grabbing at her. And she reminds you that when you set your boundaries according to your discipline, your people, and especially your loved ones, they may be disappointed in your boundaries because it might make them wait. But here's the thing. If you don't keep your boundaries, if you don't set them in a way that feels really good, you will resent them. You will resent yourself. It will end up in a shitstorm of bleh. And then you might get sick or you might need extra sleep and tiredness. Today, whatever, I can't even talk about it. It's still going on. The energy, if you're at all empathic, which I believe we all are, if you tell somebody no, and a lot of things can get really misconstrued on text. So if there's something you really feel awkward about, or you feel painful about telling somebody no, or another day, another time, it's really important to use your voice. So you can use voice memo, you can make a phone call. And I also think with phone calls, there is a bit of boundary pushing and edging that we didn't used to have. Like if somebody calls me without an appointment, I'm 90% sure not going to pick up because I might be in a different place and I can't take more information in. I can't. So recently somebody had asked, we were all day texting and I said, you know what? I'm at a plant swap. I'm having a glass of wine. I can't answer this now, but I'll be happy to talk tomorrow. And she was fine. And it was funny. The most important thing that I want to give to you right now, the gem I want to give to you is if you can't answer the exact question, let the person know, I got this. I can't answer now. Let's check in another time. If you could say, let's check in later, let's check in tomorrow. The worst thing is to avoid. Now, I fall into this trap all the time and I'm getting better all the time. And I really remember how important it is to tell somebody right now, I got your text. Because when I first started doing business and I had business people and friends and the thing was, I started my business in 2001. 2011 was like my LLC starting. And the thing then was get on Zoom, get on Skype with everyone and just see what's there. And I was like, ugh. And I use human design in my life, with my business, with my clients, and it's not to be overwhelmed. And I was overwhelmed. And so when people would text me, friends, I wouldn't get back to them for 2 or 3 days. Oh my God, that felt horrible. And I didn't think about just sending the message that said, got this. I can't answer right now, but I will return your text. We didn't used to have all this, right? We had a phone call. We had a phone at home. We had a voice message. You'd press your button and hear something fucking 10 hours later. Now, instant. And if somebody really needs my attention, then they can just say, I really need an answer now. Nobody does that. I'm not in that kind of world. Anyway, all right. folks. I'm going to wrap this up. You have today's challenge. Today's challenge is to talk about or share a boundary you set and how it felt. And listen, Monday, I'm going to be live a lot. I'm going to be selling my coloring book. Hopefully it will be approved. I've put it up on Amazon to be approved, and I'm waiting for them. And I'm excited. So see you then. I'm so excited. I also went to the dentist and I have a full set of teeth on one side. Ugh, what a yucky conversation. Anyway, welcome the tooth to my head. Have a beautiful rest of your weekend and Shabbat Shalom.